Okay, now we use channels to build a selection that allows us to change the color of this blue on this helicopter. And if you think about that, getting the blue on those stripes on the helicopter selected using anything else I've shown you so far would be pretty tough, trying to draw paths around it with a pen. Imagine having to go around here or paint it all in with a quick mask. So uh, this one looks possible to me with channels just because there's some white around the borders and there's a pretty good distinction between the edge of the helicopter and the background behind it. Now, it might get a little bit funny through here, might require a little bit of attention, but I think this can be done for the most part. So again, the first thing we're going to do is look through our channels to see if we already have one that's got a pretty good distinction between the helicopter and its background. And that cyan one looks to be pretty good. Again, our goal will be to get the stripes on the helicopter white and everything else black. So I'm going to take that cyan channel, make a copy of it, just like we did before with the heart. And then I'm going to go into my curves menu and use this to get the blacks as black as I can get them and the whites as white as I can get them, just to really kind of get this started. So look at how I can pretty quickly get some lines defined here. Look at that. That's pretty good. I'll make the whites even brighter for that grass. Maybe even a little more. I hit OK. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take my eraser and erase everything I don't want. So let's kind of get everything here out of the way. And we're out of memory here. I'm just going to try to erase the stuff. Only want the helicopter stripes. So here's a trick, by the way. You can click and hold your shift key down. I did mention this before. And click again, and it'll erase big chunks a little faster. I'll leave that thing on there. I think that's supposed to be there. I'm going to erase this top part. I think I can click right there, hold my shift key down, and go all the way across and get that whole strip. I'm going to come down this edge here. Here's where I'm going to have to be kind of cautious. I don't get into my helicopter too closely. I'm doing pretty good. Keeping in mind I've done this a bunch of times with my students, and so I kind of know what I'm looking for. I'm acting like this is the first time I've ever done it, but it's not, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete. Just cleaning up this edge. Whoa, messed up. Get it as clean as possible, And once you get the edge defined, then you can come back here and wipe out all the big stuff. Don't think I want the inside of the door or the people. I think there's that stripe showing at the bottom, which we do want. I might have messed that up, but again, you'll get the point here. So it seems a little bit time consuming, but not bad, not compared to what you'd spend doing, hope you agree, trying to select all that using some other tool, that would just drive you crazy. Okay, so, and I'm assuming also the people that took my class, this is good for you to see this again. Do you agree with me? Saying yes to yourselves at home? Okay. Coming back down here. Okay, let's go ahead and get these guys wiped out of here. Almost there. Cut across to that. Again, I'm erasing in little bits and pieces. That way if I mess up and have to undo, I won't undo all my work. I think that little slash needs to change, so I'll leave it just for fun. A little bit of trash right in here. Notice I'm quickly changing my brush size on my bracket keys. Okay, I think we've got it there. Let's look at the channels. Some extra junk floating around. I'm just going to kind of sweep it off of here real quick. A little bit of stuff right up here. Okay, so if we come back to our main channel, hold down our Apple button, the opposite of everything I want is now selected. Does that make sense? I need all these stripes to be white. I need the background to be black. So do you remember what the shortcut was? It was Command-I to invert. Look at that. Just what I need. Come back here, hold my command button down, click it. All the blue is selected. It's not spot on perfect. I didn't quite get it good on the top. But going pretty quickly, I think I handled that pretty well. I should have left the blue right here on that part of the helicopter. But you'll understand what I'm doing here now. Let's say we want to change this. I want to change it to some other color. This is a good little lesson. First thing we need to do is get this separated. So I'm going to float it. Apple J, Command J, lifts all the blue stripes up, and look, here they are. They're all separated up through their own layer. Layer 1. I could do several things at this point. I could create a new layer above that. I could, pick a color that I wanted to color that with, I could fill that whole layer with that green. Then I could do that trick where I did option click the little line between them. That applied the clipping group. We learned about that just not too long ago. Then I could change the mode in Photoshop from normal to multiply. And what do you know? It looks like a green helicopter. That's one way we could do it. And the benefit to that would be, if I didn't like that green, I could undo it, fill it with a different color. I could try a red. And if I'm on layer 2, option click, fill it red. Now I've got kind of a burgundy, maroon helicopter. The other way to do that would be to literally fill these pixels on layer 1 with a color. And I don't like that as much because it's not quite as safe, but it would work. I mean, in that case, I just have to lock the transparent pixels, pick the green or whatever, and edit fill, option or alt, backspace or delete. Literally filled the blue stripes with the green, and then do the same thing, put it on multiply. So you can get there the same way. I think I like the first method better, where we actually fill the layer above that with a color. I'll back up in history a little bit. I think I like this one a little better, where we put a layer above layer 1, filled it with green, did a clipping group by clicking on that line right there, applied all the green just to the pixels that were activated below, and then on that layer changed on the top layer, change the mode to multiply, and it works well. Okay, so great thing to know about channels. You can use them to build selections from like this, build masks. I know a lot of Photoshop professionals, when they get an image, the first thing they'll do is just break the image apart. If it's a car, they would build a mask, a channel like this for every part of the car. You'd see a black channel that had a headlight on it, another black channel that had the second headlight on it, a third black channel that had all the windshields on it, and so on and so forth. They divide that car all up. That way, if they wanted to, they could do all kinds of changes, and they would have total control over every bit and piece of that car. They could Apple click the headlight. They could Apple click the bumpers, and so on. Okay, so that's using channels to make selections. Okay, we're going to do one more little series here where I'll show you how we can use channels to build shadow selections.